Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Surah Baqarah verse 138, Allah says, Sibghat Allah wa man ahsanu minallahi sibghatan wa nahnu lahu abidun. And the translation of this verse is, we take our color from Allah, and what is better than Allah's color? We are His worshippers. Now, many of us are busy seeking validation from others. We love to please people, gain their approval, fulfill everyone's expectations of us, because for some reason we believe that if everyone is happy with us, we will be happy with ourselves. That's why if we are not able to help someone or meet someone's expectations of us, we feel guilty and bad. We get angry at ourselves for saying no or for not trying harder. But here's the problem. Firstly, it's impossible to please everyone all the time. People's expectations are infinite and we are only human. Secondly, even if you are able to please everyone miraculously, you will realize that strangely enough, you still won't be at peace. You might be happy for a few hours, but ultimately, you will feel empty and sad again. This is why we end up becoming irritable and angry, because we get exhausted of pleasing everyone while still not feeling contentment on the inside. So what's the solution? In this verse, Allah tells us to adopt the color of Allah. Adopting the color of something means that every part of your body becomes the same color. It looks the same. So basically, from top to bottom, you have submitted your entire self to someone or to something, meaning you have become a slave of that thing. Now, Allah doesn't say become the color of society. He doesn't say become the color of family and friends. He doesn't say become a color of your own choice. He says adopt His color, the color of Allah. So the idea is, do not submit yourself from top to bottom to society, because that will be exhausting and it will lead to depression. Do not submit yourself to family and friends, because when you realize that your loved ones keep using you without equally caring for you, it leads to pain and disappointment. Do not submit yourself to your own desires. In other words, do not choose a color of your own, because then you're just worshipping Iblis. Iblis will teach you to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without any concept of right or wrong. And that is equally destructive. That will again lead to just sadness and depression. Instead, submit to Allah. Adopt Allah's color. Worship Him. Chase Him. And only do the things that make Him happy. But then the question is, how do I know that if I chase Allah, that will not lead me to disappointment and depression? If chasing society, family, friends, career, if chasing anything leads me to depression, then how do I know chasing Allah will not lead me to depression? Because by understanding and implementing Tawheed in your life, you actually end up understanding yourself, your qualities, your strengths, your potential, and the kind of things that give your heart sukoon. In fact, when you learn to chase Allah, that's when you realize that the things that make Allah happy are the same things that make your heart happy. That's the reason why helping someone for the sake of Allah, forgiving someone for the sake of Allah, being kind to someone for the sake of Allah are strangely so rewarding. You don't get any material benefit. The people you help might not even remember who you are, but it's extremely peaceful. Tawheed is not about Allah controlling His slave. Tawheed is about Allah liberating His slave, so that the slave can finally make choices that ends up giving it contentment, happiness, and satisfaction, instead of making that slave irritable, angry, and empty. That is why Tawheed is such a beautiful concept. Tawheed is not about you just trying to understand God and what He likes and what He wants from you. Tawheed is about you trying to understand God and understand yourself at the same time. So the key to liberating yourself, filling your heart with peace, finding sukoon, identifying your potential and strengths, is to practice Tawheed and become a righteous slave of Allah. Only then will you realize that you can be a slave of God while at the same time be unique, and have your own identity. While the worship of society, family, career, friends, all of these things involves suppressing yourself and becoming a puppet to someone or something else. Worshipping Allah is about discovering yourself. It's about liberating yourself. It is the most beautiful experience and the best means of attaining contentment and peace. Assalamu alaikum.